What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the CrossFit Games season. It is quarterfinals. This is test number 3. For time, it is 5 burpee box jump overs, 1 clean and jerk, and then 5 more burpee box jump overs, 2 clean and jerks. You follow this pattern for 3 clean and jerks, 4 clean and jerks, until the 5th and final. You will have 5 burpee box jump overs and then 5 clean and jerks. For the box height, it is 30 inches for the guys, 24 inches for the ladies. On the barbell, you will see 275 pounds for the men, and I believe 185 for the ladies, I believe. I got to check that. But yeah, so this is my favorite test so far of quarterfinals, and I think this will be my favorite test, as this is like a true weightlifting power output event. It's something that is not my strong suit, so it is always exciting to see what progress I've made in the last year of pushing certain boundaries and being able to clean and jerk 275 as a now working weight for a workout, as 2 years ago this is my 1 rep max, and currently I believe this is like 87% of my current 1 RM. So pretty happy with how this one goes. If you guys watch this in full, I'm going to say thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. This was a big test for me. Leading up to this, if you've been following along with the series, I've had some wrist issues with front racking. This is my first. This day, March 16th, 2023, is the first time I have clean and jerked at all in 3 weeks. This will legit be 3 weeks from when I last clean and jerked 3 weeks ago. That Friday. Today is Friday. This is the first time in 3 weeks. So I didn't know how this was going to go. Everything felt pretty decent warming up until I hit about 245, 265. That's where the confidence started to really lack. The weights felt very awkward, and I couldn't get a very comfortable front rack position. Again, with my wrist not functioning like it should, and then my back having an issue in the past few weeks, I was very concerned. But prayed about it, did the proper work and mobility, and by the grace of God, here we are to compete. I just wanted to be in fighting shape, and I'm glad I just got the opportunity to see what I could do. So let's get ready for this workout. I have my belt, sleeves, wrist straps on. There is chalk off to the left side that you cannot see. For this workout, logistically speaking, I liked it better than workouts 1 and 2 because it didn't require as much floor space. So the rig was still open and other parts of the gym were still open for the affiliate. There's my wonderful judge and the gym owner, Brandon Kessler. Sir, if you're watching this, I want to say again, thank you for letting me participate, do this at your gym, to coach me, to judge me, and give me some nice words of encouragement and wisdom moving forward. So here we go. 3 seconds. Excuse me. So starting things off here, on the burpees, the focus was simply just move. Don't take all the time in the world, but don't let the burpee take away from your lift. Again, I wasn't trying to sprint and win any tie breaks here. I knew that this workout going into it, if I could get through the round of 4, there was a fighting chance to get through the round of 5. So ultimately, of course, you want to finish the workout. You don't want to get time capped. But thinking strategy in the current state of my body, definitely want to get through the round of 4 in total. So first clean and jerk, pretty quick under. I would say I felt very springy to get under the bar in the first couple reps on the lockout. I'll be honest, that looked pretty solid, but every jerk overhead felt horrible. I don't know if it was a lack of wrist and shoulder stability, but it just didn't feel good. But it looked okay. As you will see here too, I do have an Element 26 self-locking, or not a self-locking belt, but a belt where if you loop it a certain way, it locks in extra tight. So if you see me kind of like fumbling with it after the clean and jerks, that's why. It's because I wanted to be able to breathe and not have it too tight. And as you can see here, I'm trying to readjust because it was too tight on those 5 burpees and I couldn't really get enough oxygen in. Off to the side where Brandon is standing to the far left, there is that chalk bucket. I was trying to use that very strategically, but not let it hinder, again, timing-wise. I did not take a single rep until I thought it was the minimal time to hit each one successfully. I did not want to risk any misses. I'm surprised that I did a double bounce there, honestly. It just felt good. That was honestly the only one that felt good front racking. So I was just like, all right, we're going to push this thing over. and get right into it. No chalk. Again, with the first single and the double there, felt pretty good. Again, that overhead did not feel stable, but it doesn't look super shaky there. And you'll see, again, fumbling around with my belt, making sure that the locking mechanism pops off so I can actually get some oxygen into me. And also I didn't want it to be like sloughing off as I'm hopping over this box. I did not want to trip and fall. I did not need any of that momentum-wise to take away from my performance. I want to stay confident, move smooth, attack the bar, and again, use these burpees as an opportunity just to rest and not allow it to take away from the performance. I thought 5 was a very small number, but once you get into the later rounds after doing the clean and jerk, especially for someone like myself that's going to be in the high 80s percentage-wise or greater, the burpees did factor in a bit, but I don't think enough to actually take away from the success of the clean and jerk. So taking my time, getting chalk. Again, keeping an eye on the clock. I'm not trying to rush here, but again, I don't want to be I try to use whole numbers, whether it's like 250, 3 minutes, 310. I was like, what is the longest, shortest rest possible that I could take? Ooh, and that's where things start getting a little shaky. That was the first shaky one. And what you'll notice too, and I will recommend this, is have a judge, one job, one duty. Judge, and then have somebody who can keep fixing the plates for you. I don't know if that's allowed, but I would definitely have somebody to like at least tighten up the plates. For someone like myself, again, high percentage lift, every little piece matters, and having those plates shift around was really messing me up efficiency-wise of that front rack of the clean and then the jerk overhead. Nothing, again, it did not feel stable. It did not feel good. And with my wrist, definitely caused a little extra damage there. So I would definitely have somebody who can like push the plates together for you. Maybe not adjust the clips, but at least make sure everything's nice and tight for the lift. Maybe not every rep, but every 2 reps, or when you go to do your burpees, they just reacclimate the plates to the bar or slide everything in. Very happy with how the cleans looked. Again, not super pumped about the jerks, but the cleans, really snappy underneath, good power coming out the hole, very upright. Again, thank God my back was in one piece. These burpees did kind of tax the wrist. I could feel my wrist on every single one of these, especially when we started doing more clean and jerks, adding 1 rep again to each round. At this point, time was moving pretty quick. As you see there, I did take a second to pause in the burpee. I was just trying to allow my body to, I guess, sit into the movement. I should have probably sprung up, as it did require more energy to actually push up. I should have just rebounded. Here you'll see again, messing with the plates because things are kind of shifting. I can just see it because I could feel it on that last rep that I did. So here we are. We are 5 minutes into the workout. I believe this is the set of 4 repetitions here. I can't remember. It might be the set of 3. Sorry. Right now, I am just mentally super slogged from doing 4 tests. I think my brain capacity is not 100% there, but I got to get this video out, so we're going to make it. Pretty quick on the jerk. Felt good, but again, it looks good, but it did not feel good whatsoever. That's Brandon telling me to stop messing with the plates. And then I had a little banter back with him like, bro, it's messing me up. Like, it hurts my wrist a lot. So there was no bad blood there. That was just like in the moment heat of battle. But it was not sitting well with my wrist. Like, I could feel it on each repetition now, and I was very conscious of it. That's not what you want when you're lifting at a sub-maximal percentage. So there's rep 2. Again, super shaky jerk, a little shift, a lot of that weight coming onto that wrist, and I could feel it running through my whole body from my elbow to my shoulder at that point. The wrist was kind of going numb a little bit, but I just had to kind of block that out of my head and be like, you know what? You're going to be fine. You're not going to die. So yeah, this is definitely the round of 4. I'm starting to like reacclimate with what was happening scenario-wise. I think this one I take a step forward. And you'll see the bar does pull me out of position. And I'm a lot more forward than I thought. And maybe it was the 4th and final rep. That jerk looked a heck of a lot better. I had to check with Brandon. I did 3. See, this is where I think this would be very beneficial, whether it's the judge or somebody else to just simply push those plates in. Again, don't know if it's 100% true or allowed, so check the rules, check the standards, but that would be massively helpful. And I'm also not blaming Brandon in any way, form, or fashion. That like 100% should be on me as an athlete. And there's the step forward for the 4th rep. I didn't know if I had to overstep that line, so to take it back, that took extra time under tension. There's round number 4. But yeah, like having a person to help move in those plates, I definitely should have asked somebody else at the gym to do that and to assist. But now I know. Here we go. Last 5 burpees. Again, we were just trying to make sure we were breathing and not trying to gas out. My body was starting to feel the total effect of doing 4 clean and jerks at 275 or 86, 80%, my 1 rep max. Something I'm not accustomed to in training, but may have to include in the future if we see stuff like this from the director of games moving forward. A lot more gymnastics too. But a test like this is something I've never done. That's why I think it was very fun. It was very good to do. And you'll see here I have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to complete 5 clean and jerks. In my brain, I was like, I don't know if I could do one every 20 seconds. I think I could do one every 30 seconds. And that's kind of mentally what I'm going through as I see almost 8 minutes on the clock. I wish I would have gotten to the barbell maybe 2 seconds faster for each of these 5 reps. First one felt pretty good, very efficient there. I think part of it too is like I try to complete very clean, good reps, and it might be a little bit too good, meaning I'm just taking too much time taxing wise. But again, I want to uphold a standard good repetitions, but I probably should have maybe not held it overhead for as long, as again, the wrist was on fire at this point. It felt like straight lightning from the tips of my fingers, especially on my pinky and my ring and my thumb, all the way into my elbow, shooting up into my shoulder. And I think it was after this rep, I started to feel it in my scap, in my back. Like the whole left side of my arm, like where my scapula, my trap, and my lat all like intersect, there's this huge knot, and it formed just around the 9-minute mark, where I had 3 repetitions left, I believe. So at this point, I know I'm short on time. Brandon made me very aware that there was 1 minute left and you need to pick it up. And I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm about to do 3 clean and jerks at 275 in 1 minute. That will be definitely a PR. That clean felt like the weight of the world. But I definitely felt like I dropped under really well. And again, I attribute that to the 2 months, 3 months of strictly weightlifting training for the clean and jerk and the snatch that attribute to that. And also the success in 23.3. So definitely in your off season, get strong, get technical. It improves and helps so much. Because I was under so much fatigue at this point that it was just all muscle memory. There was no thinking. There was no like, oh, what's going to happen here? It was just moving and doing. Like that is a strong clean out the hole for rep number 14. At this point, 20 seconds, that is a short turnaround after doing the fastest double at 275 I've ever done in a workout. And here we go. I knew that I had to get back to the bar in legit less than 10 seconds. And here we are for the final repetition. That was a very like punch you in the throat clean. So the position on my chest was not good. A little dramatic there on the failure. I really, at that point when I was in the round of 5, I was so dead set on wanting to finish. That last repetition meant a lot. I was very disappointed. Very, very disappointed at this moment. And for about a half hour, I was very down on myself. As you can see here, I'm just simply laying, just super pissed off, hitting the ground. Again, very dramatic. But it's a lot of emotion, a lot of training. I was also pissed at like my body, and I couldn't train this for 3 weeks. And I'm like, if I had those 3-4 weeks to actually clean and jerk, would there be a different outcome? I truly believe so. Again, you can see in the face, my body language, I was pissed. But again, for the circumstances, great effort. A lot of heart. I gave it 100% everything I got. So I cannot be any more disappointed in that. I can be very happy with that, but not satisfied because I do think I could have done better. I'm going to retest this workout at some point to see if I can actually complete it. I really do believe that I can. I will have somebody to help me. 1, count my reps, and 2, readjust the plates as I go. But thinking about this long term, like again, a year ago, 275 was pretty much my 1 rep max. I think at one point 2 years ago, it was like 275, 285, maybe 290. And I didn't actually hit over the 300 mark until last year. And then I added about 20 pounds to my clean and jerk in the last few months simply from just training clean and jerk and front squat. Got my front squat up to 405. Makes the clean a heck of a lot easier. Working on my deadlift. Pushed it a little too far and hurt my back. So I'm going to be taking some steps to make sure that doesn't happen again. make sure that we're doing everything. So this workout, hopefully this time next year, it will be a no issue, no problem. 275 barbell is like moving 225 is now, or 245. So again, pretty happy with how everything goes. I'm going over the standards here. That is test number 3. Again, my favorite one, and one that I do want to retest. Not for quarterfinals, but in a few months when I'm a little healthier, I'm just going to full send it and see what we can do. Probably in preparation for Invictus Boston or Metcon Rush. But that's it, man. That's a review. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the CrossFit season. And as always, peace. Much love.